Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about dragon riding and flying and all of the updates coming to this system in patch 10.2.5 Seeds of Renewal. The updates in this patch are definitely some of the best we're going to get before the War Within pre-patch coming later this year. But before we jump into all of the updates of dragon riding in 10.2.5, just want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight, Dragonflight PTR and more, we're on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Right, so yes, patch 10.2.5 of Dragonflight has been announced to be releasing on January 16th in the NA region and January 17th in the EU. This mini patch in Dragonflight has a ton of features and updates to the game, but for me, the biggest updates are the updates to dragon riding and flying, as they are pretty massive and are going to change the way that you play the game going forward. So let's talk about the biggest one of them all, and that is dragon riding everywhere. So from the launch of patch 10.2.5, every area that you can currently fly in will become a dragon riding area. So all of the continents like Northrend, Pandaria, Shadowlands, any zone that you can currently fly in, you will be able to dragon ride in. Now this is actually fantastic. It feels so nice to be able to just zip around these zones at a pretty high speed. Now speaking of speed, there is a debuff that you do get while flying outside of the Dragon Isles. This is called Riding Abroad. So this debuff actually reduces the maximum dragon riding speed to 85% of the maximum speed in the Dragon Isles, which means it is a little bit slower than what you would get in the Dragon Isles. However, from playing with it a ton, you really can't notice it. I promise you that. It's really not noticeable. I don't know why it exists, to be honest. Maybe because of the size difference in the zones or something like that. However, yeah, you do not notice it while flying around all of those old zones. One important thing to note with this is that no extra mounts will be able to dragon ride as of yet. Having dynamic flying on Invincible or Griffins or things like that is going to be a War Within feature or a War Within pre-patch feature. So as of 10.2.5, the only mounts that will be able to dragon ride in these zones will be the current mounts which are available in the Dragon Isles. But War Within pre-patch will be able to ride all of the extra ones which have animations. I think there's like over 150 or something like that. It's kind of mad. But yes, as of right now, it will just simply be the dragon riding mounts that you have on the Dragon Isles, which is fine, I guess. You could just say bye to your regular flying mounts for a little bit. You can still fly on your regular mounts if you want to, similar to how you do it currently on the Dragon Isles, but I believe like the favorite mount button and things like that will just default to dragon riding in these zones, as it is going to be the fastest way to get around. So you're probably wondering what's happening with leveling and dragon riding. So originally in the PTR you could dragon ride from level 30, however that has now been changed. So you'll be able to dragon ride everywhere once your character has unlocked dragon riding on the Dragon Isles, so pretty much any character above level 60. However, in 10.2.5, if you are under level 60, you can actually fly the dragon riding mounts as regular mounts if you like to. So if you want to fly around on the Slither Drake just as a regular mount, you can do that as long as you haven't unlocked dragon riding on that character. So basically any character below level 60. So kind of a predictable change there. Obviously, if you could dragon ride from level 30, that would be pretty good for leveling. I would imagine in the War Within, when Dragonflight becomes the default leveling experience, you're probably going to unlock dynamic flight at level 10, but that'll be a War Within pre-patch change. As of right now, it is going to stay at level 60. So yeah, there you go. That is kind of the biggest thing here. Dragon riding everywhere, as mentioned, feels phenomenal. I really like it. It's so nice to get around. It's going to be great for collecting and just getting around the world super quick. So yeah, looking forward to dragon riding everywhere in 10.2.5. The next kind of dragon riding flying adjacent update coming in 10.2.5 are updates to the Dracthyr race. So from 10.2.5, the Soar ability for the Dracthyr will work the same as dragon riding. This is a request that people have wanted for a very long time, and this is coming in 10.2.5. So from the launch of the patch, when you press Soar on a Dracthyr, you will fly into the air and be able to use all of your dragon riding abilities just like you can on a regular mount. Now, the dragon riding talent tree does affect this, of course, so as mentioned, you will just have the same abilities, and this is actually unlocked at the end of the starting zone. So the regular starting zone for the Dracthyr will have the original Soar. Once you finish that, you will unlock the kind of dragon riding Soar. Now there isn't two versions. Soar is being replaced in 10.2.5, so the old version of Soar will not be available no longer. The default version will be the one that is exact the same as dragon riding. Now, much like dragon riding, this is available everywhere, but it already was, so no real difference there. And the cooldown has slightly changed now. So beforehand, the 10-second cooldown began began when you landed. It now starts from the moment you take off. So once you're flying, about 10 seconds later, you will be able to do Soar once again. Not really sure why there's a cooldown, to be honest. It should just act like a mount, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, Dracthyr's Soar will work the same as Dragon Riding in 10.2.5. There is no static flying for Dracthyr either. It is simply just going to be this Dragon Riding style. And the final update coming in 10.2.5 for Dragon Riding is a brand new cup. This is the Outland Cup. Now, the Outland Cup will run from January 18th to January 31st. This is 2 days after the patch launch, so yeah, very, very soon. There'll be 13 races available in this on normal, advanced, and reverse, including the Hellfire Hustle, the Corfang Caper, Blade's Edge Brawl, the Tellar Tear, the Razorthorn Rise Rush, which is the absolute worst, I'm just telling you right now, the Ockendune Coaster, the Tempest Keep Sweep, the Shatrath City Sachet, the Shadow Moon Slam, the Eco Dome Excursion, the Warmaul Wingding, the Sketis Scramble, and the Fell Pit Fracas. So a bunch of new races going to be available in Outland during that time, which are really great. As mentioned, the Razorthorn one is horrendous. I'm just warning you now, it's not fun. It's not a good one. But the rest of them are great, and they're really cool to be able to fly around those zones. Obviously, you'll be able to dragon ride between the races now as well, which is going to be super good. So look forward to that. With this cup, there is a bunch of new rewards, actually. So this does use the Riders of Azeroth tokens. So if you have a bunch of those saved up, you can use those. What you'll see on the vendor is a new recolor of the Drake Riders set. This is the Outland recolor of this set. Will be available for those tokens. It's kind of a dark recolor of the set, which looks really cool. You've got 2 new back pieces as well, which are awesome, these scarves, and a new manuscript called the Manuscript of Endless Possibilities. Now, this is actually really cool. So once you purchase this, it actually works as a dragon riding ability, or kind of a toggle of sorts. So once the ability is active, every time you mount on a dragon riding mount, the appearance will be randomized. So that's pretty awesome if you're someone who can't really decide on what kind of variation you want of your dragon riding mount. This is a fantastic item to purchase and highly recommend it if that's something that you're interested in. Of course, as well, as you'd expect, there's some new achievements and rewards. So getting gold on all of the races will give you the Outland Racer title and the Ruby Riders Tabard, which is a new tabard which matches the set quite nicely. There's a couple of variants of this which aren't available, but the Ruby Riders Tabard will be the one that is going to be available through the Outland Cup in January. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is all of the updates coming to Dragon Riding and Flying in 10.2.5. I've done a video like this for the last couple patches, but I think this is probably going to be the last one we do until the War Within pre-patch, when that brings in all of the other mounts and various other changes as well. So yeah, there you go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please do leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to support me outside of YouTube, I'm also on Patreon and I'm on Twitter at MrGMYT, and I have a partner Discord channel as well. And as mentioned, I am streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight PTR, any sort of World of Warcraft, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.